Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika. Welcome to the channel where we talk about the designing, creativity and everything. In today's video, I'm gonna be actually showing you how to make amazing stripes and checker pattern in Photoshop. This is gonna be a really simple and straightforward tutorial for the beginners who don't know how to make a stripe and checker pattern in the Photoshop. Quite simple, quite straightforward and easy. So I'm going to be diving into my laptop and I'm going to show you how to make this particular pattern, and I'm also really interested in that, so let's get straight with that. Before going go park, consider clicking the like button, guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video in the future, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. We upload videos every single week about the designing, creativity and everything. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want more such content. Let's list about the seamless patterns. I'm gonna leave that playlist in the card section above. Make sure to check it out. But if you are looking forward to make money online as a creative person, as an artist, as a designer, make sure to check it out on the other channel where we talk a lot about making money online as a creative person. The link is in the description box below. Tap onto my laptop and I'm gonna show you how to make stripe checker pattern in the Photoshop. Let's dive in. We are on the Photoshop. Now I'm gonna create a pattern. So for that, I'm going to go over to the file option, going to click over to the new, and I'm going to be selecting the canvas size quite small. Okay, I'm going to be selecting, maybe take it as a 400 by 400. What do you think? Let's do it. So 400 by 400 pixels, resolution 72, color mode is RGB. I'm gonna keep it as the background content is white. You can choose any color or you can keep it as a transparent. So 400 by 400 pixels, fine, click OK. Here we are with a very small canvas, but I think that it's worth for creating a stripe pattern. So first we are going to create a stripe pattern. You can also use the new guide from view option. You can go over to the new guide and you can select the guide if you mess out, but I'm not gonna use the guide over here. I'm gonna keep the thing simple. I'm gonna select the rectangle. So I'm gonna go over to the shape tool over here. You can select whatever shape tool you want to. I'm gonna be selecting a rectangular tool over here, and you can use the new guide option as well. I'm gonna bring this rectangle over here pretty much like this. Okay, I have chosen the gray color. You can choose the different colors you want to, but this is a quite simple. The next thing, I'm gonna bring another rectangular tool over here, so you can just drag it and change the way you want to. So I'm gonna bring it a little bit more over here. Okay, fine. I think the rectangular tool, and this time I'm gonna choose over here. I'm gonna drag it over here like this, and I'm gonna choose its fill color to be something as a blue gray. What do you think? Let's choose the blue gray. I think this one is looking more appropriate. Okay, you can see our textured, like you can see the two stripes, the gray and the blue. I'm gonna go over to the selection tool once again. I'm gonna select this one a little bit over here. I mean, you can do that the way you want to. I think it's looking pretty amazing. And then I'm gonna bring one more rectangular tool over here. Okay, let's do that. So I'm gonna bring one more rectangular tool. I'm gonna decrease its size a bit because I think that the size is way more bigger. And here we are. I'm gonna change its color to maybe a little bit pinker. Let's see how it's looking. Okay, so pink, white, gray. I think it's looking pretty amazing. Fine. And then I'm gonna go over to the selection tool again. I'm gonna adjust it, and we're going to see how it's actually looking like. Let's take a look at that. You can see this is one over here. Let me just, I think now it's looking more apt. You can see all the spaces, edges, and you could see this beautiful stripe. We have created a stripe. Now what we have to do here, we need to create a pattern. So I'm gonna go with option, and I'm gonna select over here, define pattern. Okay, you can name the pattern the way you want to. I'm gonna be naming the pattern as tri-colored pattern. I mean, you can name it the way you want to. Click OK. So we have defined the pattern. I'm going to be choosing another canvas over here. I'm going to go over to the click option, new option. I'm going to be selecting another canvas. I'm going to select 1000 by 1000 because we need to check whether our pattern are looking good or not. So this is just a checking we are doing. So we have choose the size of our pattern that was having the resolution 400 by 400. So now I'm going to choose a new canvas by 1000 by 1000 pixels because we want to increase in size with the previous pattern so that we can see whether it's looking good or not. So I'm going to keep it as a white only, and you can do the whatever you want to. Just click over to the OK. Once we are done with that, I'm going to go over to the edit option. I'm going to go over to the fill option. In the fill option, you're going to go over to the option as pattern. Okay. Then you can select all the patterns that you are having right now. You can select whatever patterns you're having. You can see a lot of the patterns that I've created, not a lot, small. I'm going to select this one and I'm going to click OK. Wow, fantastic. This is looking so amazing. I mean, I'm going to use this particular pattern for my own print-on-demand design. I love this one. Seriously. So this is so simple to create a stripe pattern. Now let's go straight forward to the second thing, that is a checker pattern. How are you going to create a checker pattern? That's also quite simple and straightforward. So I'm going to go again to the file option. I'm going to click over to the new. Now again we're going to go over to the size of the canvas is a 400 by 400 pixels. I mean, you can select 200 by 200 or 100 by 100. I mean, it depends on you. Then we're going to keep it as a white. The background content is white and click OK. Here we are with the smaller one. Now we need to bring the different shapes tools to create a checker pattern. So what I'm again the rectangular tool, and I'm going to select the rectangular. You can again use the new guide if you want the guide for your pattern, but I'm not going to use that. Instead, I'm going to bring one rectangle over here. So I'm going to keep it in the center like this. Boom. So this one is gray. I'm going to change its color probably. I'm going to take the color as, maybe let's do it black and red, something like that. Like you can choose whatever color you want to. I'm going to keep it as a black or maybe a little bit more darker. Boom. Okay. And then I'm going to bring the selection tool over here and we're going to see whether it's looking apt or not. Okay, fine. I'm going to go over to the rectangular tool once again, and this time I'm going to bring something over here. Here the guides come into the place. I mean, I don't want the guides. That's why I'm not selecting it. I think this one is apt. So let me just do that. Here we are. Now I don't want it to be in a black. I want it to be in a red. So let's select the color. So I'm going to select the red. So red and black. What do you think, guys? It's looking pretty amazing. Wow. Now what do you have to do here? We have to keep this thing as something other. Like I have selected the red over here, and what about here? Like here it's the white only. So red, black and white, we are having the three different colors. Okay. So I'm going to go with the selection tool again. I'm going to readjust it. I'm going to see whether it's looking apt or not. And I think it's looking pretty apt, pretty amazing. We are happy with the pattern. Oh, sorry, we are happy with the pattern. We are happy with the checkers. I mean, you can have the different checkers over here with the different colors, but I'm going to keep these three colors only, the red, black, and white. Once we are done with that, just go over to the option, the edit, and click over to the define pattern because we want to save this pattern. So I'm going to write it as a red, black, wait a minute, black, white, checker pattern. You can name it, guys, whatever you want to, and then click over to the OK. Boom, we are done with the pattern. Now we need to test drive our pattern, how it actually look like. So go over to the option file, click over to the new, and this time we will going to select the bigger size canvas so that we can actually test it. So I'm going to be selecting 1000 by 1000 and new. Just keep the background content white or transparent the way you want to. I'm going to keep it as a white and click OK. Now I'm going to bring that pattern over here. So click over to the edit option, go over to the fill option, and from here you're going to select the pattern. It's already been selected. Now I'm going to go over to the pattern. So this is our pattern. Just click over here and click over to the OK. Boom! Our pattern has been selected. It's looking pretty amazing. This is quite simple, quite basic way to make checkers. Now you could see here our square is looking a little bit smaller, isn't it, than this red one, because I made it smaller, okay? I made this black squares a little bit smaller than the red square, but that's okay because I made it that way, so that's why it's looking in this particular pattern. If you have made them in the equal size, I mean, you can probably go and make them in the equal size as well, going over to the view option, and then you can go over to the new guide, and you can select the guide, and then you can have the different guides to actually get you the corner and shapes which you want for your checkers, which you want for your squares. But I think I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. Of course, the black a little bit smaller in size in comparison to the red, but that's okay. That's how the things are looking, and it's looking pretty amazing. The three different colors. That's amazing. We have finished with the checker and the stripe pattern. Let's take a look at that. This was the stripe pattern we have created, and this was the checker pattern we have created. Simple, quite straight, quite basic. Everyone can do it. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's it for today's tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have you ever made stripes or checker pattern in the Photoshop? I would really love to hear from you. Have you ever done it or not? Because it's really simple, really straightforward. Or are you looking forward to one or not? I would really love to hear from you. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video, guys. I'm gonna see you on the next week with an amazing new tutorial. Till then, take care. Bye, guys.